Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Oh, man. Whew, sorry about that. I had to make sure all the fans were turned off. Everything kept weaving in and out, and I was like, well, it ain't me making that noise. It's either a slow leak around here from a tire, or it had to be one of these fans, so I had to turn them all off. I don't know what it is with Delaware weather these days. It either wants to be cold 1 minute, or it really, really wants to heat up the next. And sometimes you just can't win. Wonder if it's going to be like that when I get to my new area. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens as I work towards getting there, because there's quite a lot to talk about. And for at least a half hour or so longer, it is going to be Thanksgiving Eve, because soon enough it'll be the feast day. But let's go on ahead and get this whole thing rolling, because welcome to the J-Man Show here on
J360 Radio! J360 Radio!
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Yeah, sometimes I like to mess with the intro a little bit. You know, hey, I've been around this long for about 6 years running, baby. Yep, welcome to the J-Man Show for episode 229. And 6th season, if you will. I'm J-Man, of course. Oh, man, I tell you, it's been a very interesting couple of weeks, guys. I mean, like, little did you realize that November, like, what the hell happened in November? Because for a while there, November was, like, really, really slow. And then somewhat around, like, November 10th, things was like, here we go. Snap, snap, snap. And I'm like, Thanksgiving is finally among us. And it's just, interesting way things are turning out. You know, well, you know, things have been moving kind of quick for me, too. Quite a lot of people are starting to fade away from my life, kind of like the Thanos snap, and, you know, new things are starting to take its place, and it's just like, it's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like that whole momentum shift and all that kind of stuff, it's really happening. Because for a while there, I was sitting there, I was like, geez, what the hell is going on? Like, you know what I mean? Because, like that, well, I don't want to refer back to that thing, because that happens to anybody. But, you know, like, when it finally happened to yours truly, it was a real eye-opener about things. And not that it's bad, it's just, like, you know, I just hope that a lot of things change because they need to. I mean, like, you know, you don't want things to stay the same all the time, because then it just gets monotonous or complacent and just really, really, really drags. But not right now. Things are about to get new and interesting. Especially since two of my photos managed to land into this great news release that happened not too long ago. Yeah, you know, like, I got more accolades now. Like, my work is actually starting to end up in the state newspaper. So, yeah, you know. High notes, man. And, you know, even more J360 productions are coming together because just one day I just had a notebook and, well, that notebook is no longer empty. It's filled with a lot of stuff. Just amazed. So everything that I said about all that is actually coming together. So it's like, you know, nothing but positive thoughts. No negative reinforcement. None of all that crazy stuff. Not unless I'm really doing a monologue about things or how crazy the world has gotten since. Because I know a lot of y'all are still upset about the Rittenhouse trial. If you can even call it a trial, it was more of a damn circus. I do know that the Arbery trial actually ended with the villains of the story getting their just desserts. But, you know, the problem is, like, whatever goes on when it comes to litigation like this, it's always going to be a problem. And it doesn't seem like it's getting any better. A lot of people are sitting there saying, it's going to get worse. And then I love it when people come out and they do this stuff and then they talk about how real they are, that they're realists and stuff. Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. But at the same time, you get surprised when certain things go down. Like when Donald Trump came and congratulated and said that Kyle Rittenhouse is a very good young man. And I'm like, you ain't really helping yourself, pal. So I just knew like there was a lot of political motivations behind that and crap. And not only that, but you know, old Rittenhouse is going to be well taken care of because even Matt Gaetz is actually looking into helping him. So yeah, it's a damn shame when it came to that. Very, very disgusting. But you know something? He's not let's just say this, he's not the first, and he's not the last. And you might see a little bit more smug behavior coming from that side of the room, if you get my drift. And I know a lot of people disagree with me on this whole thing. I know I didn't go as hard on this as I'd like to, you know, because to be honest with you, I don't think a lot of y'all want to hear the truth. I think a lot of y'all want to hear like whatever serves the, you know, the flavor of the month or the talk in town, and that's about it. Because I know like a lot of people were on this stuff because of clout. They weren't on it because of like the overall structure of the story, which is really, really damn disgusting. And what a way to start off a Thanksgiving special, right? Well, let me just say this. A lot of people are going to be talking about it tomorrow anyway. That's why a lot of people try to avoid Thanksgiving too. And then there are some people that don't even celebrate Thanksgiving because various reasons. But, you know, quite a lot of them are saying, do you not know what happened to the indigenous people regarding that? Not directly, no. And neither do you. What's really insane about it is like people will go ahead and they'll try to do this stuff because they want to guilt trip people for enjoying certain things. Now, I'll be honest with you. I know what history tells, and I do know the history of like what all goes around here. I do. Live it every day, read it every day. You know what I'm saying? The thing is that certain people want to take the past and use it to guilt trip people for not celebrating, you know, the good things about things. Like, you know, the feast, like everybody coming together and enjoying each other's company. No, it's got to always be drama. It always got to go to the negative aspect of things. Now, if you keep going to the negative aspects of things, how the hell are you great at parties? You know? Like, I love celebrating Thanksgiving. I love this time of the year that comes in, even if I'm celebrating it by myself. The party don't stop when you're by yourself. I mean, you just have to find another way to make things work. And that just drives me crazy that certain people sit there and they're like, oh, you know, that's not the way it works, Jack. You can't live like that. Who the hell are you to tell somebody how to live and what to do and all that jazz? You can't tell me how to live. You can't tell me what to be offended about and what to go ahead about. That is not your goal right there, is it? Then again, some people do that when they don't think for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And you'll know these kind of people because they all run in packs. And it's disgusting. Whereas, like, you know, it's almost like the fall version of 4th of July. You know, during the 4th of July, it's like a lot of people were mad at me about like, oh, you choose to celebrate the 4th of July. I'm like, yeah, freedom of choice. Isn't that what we're supposed to have? You know, it's like this. It's not that I don't own a business. It's not that I don't pay taxes for said business and like everything else that I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm trying to be the exception to the rule and saying, hey, guess what? minorities can make it too. And there's quite a lot that have made it, but they still go ahead and they get mad about it, even though they celebrate the 4th too. I mean, like I said, the holidays right here, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use that and Juneteenth. Matter of fact, I already got big plans for Juneteenth because, hey, that's a part of Jamiversary too. Why not? You know, it just really kills me with the way, well, no, it doesn't kill me. It just really makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh how people are, because people don't have control over their own lives, but they want to dictate to other people how they should live their lives. It's the funniest thing. And, you know, the same thing goes on with jams, too. Like, I see certain people that think that their S don't stink, and I'm always sitting there and I'm like, hey, buddy, your music's okay, but you as a person is garbage. So, you know what, after that first trial on this show, guess what? You've already annoyed me one way or another. I don't know if you come back. You made your debut, you made all that stuff, but I don't know. It's like this. Carry yourself a little bit better than that. That's what I always say. I just look at people now and again, but you know, I think that honking sound probably meant I probably lost a couple of followers or whatever. We'll talk about that nonsense too, as I still got time in the show. You know, like, when you get right down to it, I think a lot of us get carried away by the numbers on, like, the pages that we have, and that we don't validate, or that we don't really try to pay attention to who we have following us sometimes too. And, like, you know, I've noticed it, because, like, when I do a Jams episode, oh yeah, I get all these followers and all these things right up the wazoo, man. Like, all my stuff starts to elevate. But when I start doing a Mini Bites episode, or when I start doing a J-Man Show episode, here comes the dip. Because you know why? Because people don't want to hear about the truth about themselves. Because people don't want to hear about, oh my God, he's so confident in the way he goes about things. Or, at the same time, where I'm being real, which is usually all the time, and being like, you know what, why the hell are you here? Now there's a problem. And you see, the thing about it is, it's like, it's not me willfully trying to offend people. Now, I don't go out of my way to go ahead and be like, yeah, I'm gonna roast you, man. You know, because I don't really care for what the hell you all about and all that kind of stuff. Nah, I don't do that. But what I do is, I talk about what's going on. And I go ahead and I speak my mind on all these things that go about and the saying of things. Kind of like when people sit there and they're like, hey, is it hard to start a podcast? Should I podcast this? Are you talking about, is it hard for you to be popular doing a podcast? I'm like this. I don't think it's 100% hard to be starting a podcast. What I think is that you just know. Do you have something to say? Is there something that in the world that really bothers you? Is there something that you figure that needs to be talked about that isn't talked about? Whatever happened to all those kind of ideas? What are your aspirations for it? Like, what exactly do you want to do with the skill set of podcasting? You understand what I'm saying? But you see, a lot of people, they do this stuff because, hey, this is my way to be relevant. This is my way to jump into things. This is my way to go about this kind of stuff. Because, you know, quite a lot of people start sounding the same. I mean, you think about it. See, I kind of have my same tone about things. Unless it's something that really, really is particular to me. Then all of a sudden I start getting a little harsh about it. But, you know, well, let's just say abrasive. Not harsh, abrasive. And you see, as I go about explaining, the problem is that there's going to be other people out there that think, oh yeah, this is a way for me to get, you know, to get some cred, to get where I need to be at and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, you're not authentic at that point. And hold on a minute, because this mic is going crazy on a few things. But let me tighten that up. But you see, like, even then, like, when I describe that a little bit, you know, that there's truth to that. Yeah, I'm working with the third workstation as we're here today. I'm not even at the main console and all that kind of stuff, which is how that goes down sometimes. But once again, you know, it's not about being popular at that point. It's like, I'm always like this. Do you have something to say? That's usually my criteria when I'm working with my charges, you know? But I'm always good with my charges. I always tell them, like, you know, if you really want to do this kind of stuff, okay, write something down, stick to it. What makes you you? What is your unique voice? And no, you can't do everything that J-Man does. Matter of fact, I'd advise against it. Because here's the thing. J-Man's not well, okay? Like I said, I'm functional and all that kind of stuff, but there are moments where I'm like, even listen back to the earlier shows, I'm like, what was I on, man? You know? But no, not in a bad way. It's just like this. Like, see, I can hold my own. And when I deal with people who come out of the woodwork, just like this one old dude that had a mental breakdown because I spoke out about somebody using their OnlyFans in what I perceived as a wrong way. And he flipped out like, you made a 15-minute podcast on it now. I was like, buddy, I made 15-minute podcasts on a lot of people and a lot of things that were unscrupulous. I'm going to make one of you next. And guess what? I did. And I have no shame about it. I have no qualms or no shames speaking my piece about anything. Whether it's feminists gone crazy, or whether it's men's rights activists gone crazy, whether it's the two-party system that don't make no damn sense, or whether it's just people in general who will go ahead and talk about Thanksgiving, but go to Thanksgiving because of free food, and then at the same time, go pillage and beat the hell out of other people for like TVs and other things because, hey, guess what? This is my chance of getting one. Now, how you go about that stuff is entirely up to you, but at the same damn time, it's like fair game at this point because it's out there in the public, and at the end of the day, I just don't do what you do. And I have no qualms on speaking my piece about it. And, you know, it's just like nowadays, it's just people have a hard time looking at themselves, learning from it, saying, hey, guess what? Maybe I could do something better next time. Or maybe I could go ahead about things a little bit more. Or maybe I could actually listen to what J-Man says instead of being like too reactionary about things and finding stuff to flip out about. Boy, this thing really does not want to stay on the stand, I tell you. So I'm going to tighten that up again, see what that does. Should stay on here now. Pardon my French if you can hear some of that stuff, because deep down the inside I'm kind of cussing. But the point is like, you know, you just can't win with certain scenarios about things when it gets to that. And I just look at it from time to time and I'm like, well, that's just stupid. You know? But yeah, I see it all the time, man. Every time I do this series or every time I do the mini bites, and I didn't think the mini bites were controversial. The mini bites at best are like an audio newsletter sometimes. Like to get you ready for what's to come. But if that's the way we are now and like 15 minutes of me telling the truth offends you, well, then I'm doing the right damn thing. But like I said before, it's not about being controversial. It's just I have something to say. You know? And I don't understand why this thing keeps trying to fall off, but I'm going to have to take it off there and hold it directly until we get this show done. So, hey. How goes it? All right, so yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with a lot of these things right now. Hey, I probably sound a lot better, too, as I got it this close. But, yeah, man. I just look at it nowadays, like, people are like, how can I be a better podcast? How can I be a better content creator? How can I be a better... And it's like, why don't you just do the damn thing? Like, you know, and I also sat back and I was, like, working on some stuff today. I managed to get some new things for the Power Play, too. And then, like, I really sat there and I thought about it, and I was like, am I enjoying this series or not? Because that should be, like, the main thing. And truth is, I am enjoying this series. It's just, like, there are times where I feel like, you know, it's not exactly pushing that J360 flavor that I want. You know what I mean? Like, there should be more to it than this. And some people are like, hey, you should play some more current games. Hey, you should do all this other stuff. And I'm like, suggestions are fine, but, you know... I'm not worried about the current stuff. Right now, the current stuff is pretty damn laughable, considering like what happened with the GTA trilogy collection there, and then like you can't even buy the like next gen systems because of the microchip shortage or something. And then like I'm sitting there thinking this, I'm like, well, you can't even do any of this stuff here, but they're still going ahead and marketing to a certain group of people, and then a lot of people are seeing like a lot of these game companies are not stupid. They're seeing, like, the supply and demand rule when it comes to this. Like, a lot of people are demanding it, but the low supply, and people are willing to go absolutely bonkers to go ahead and get like either a Xbox Series X or a PS5. And then I think in some cases, like some people are really looking for that new stuff you can put into PCs too, but that would be kind of nice. But the thing is that, yeah, see, because all that stuff is optional to me, but I'm sitting there thinking like, now I got big things happening for me, so I can't necessarily jump into it like that. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, so wait a minute, you can't do all this stuff, but you want us to buy all the things that surround it. Like, some people are even talking about the Xbox mini fridge, you know, that looks like the system, but they're sitting there saying, like, it's so loud and all that stuff. I'm like, why the hell would I buy a damn mini fridge that looks like the system that I can't even buy? Or like how they were really trying hard to push the PlayStation 5's controllers. Like, y'all remember that? Like, they were really sitting there like, hey, guess what? You can get it in different colors now. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, why would I spend that money for this? Why? So you can sit there and look at me and tell us like, oh yeah, we're finally gonna get that new system and everything. Nah, fam, not me this time. Matter of fact, I didn't even get to enjoy the PlayStation 4, Xbox, the Xbox One era like I'd wanted to. So if anything, I went back. And then I saw my PlayStation 3, the original that I did have. It was backwards compatible and everything. And I was like, oh my god, I haven't seen it in a while. And I wanted to think about fixing it up. Like, I got the whole sheets from iFixit and everything. And I was looking at it and I was like, I should go ahead and fix this so it could alleviate like most of my problems until it breaks down again. Because, you know, like certain things, you know, you got to get the thermo paste, you got to get like all the components together. Because what it is that the wirings on the GPU are not connected. So I have to like reconnect them and all that stuff. But I thought about it. And then I was like, no. Nope. I mean, I could do it. Don't get me wrong. It'd be a nice little side project. But for right now, no. Because if anything, I ought to just go on ahead, utilize the PowerPlay series for what I originally envisioned for it. Because like, when that thing broke down, man, the whole crown jewel of my gaming collection kind of died with it. Like, I lost all my save data because it was backwards compatible, and I had like my PS2 information, all that stuff on it. Like, there were times where I came home from my job at the soda company, and I just couldn't wait to get on the damn thing and just play the whole weekend away, you know? That is when I didn't have to work that weekend. I had a rotating schedule at the time. But it wasn't that bad. As long as I could play my PS3, it didn't really matter much, you know? And you see, like, when all that stuff died down, I was like, okay, I got the PowerPlay series. I'm going to go ahead and get all my stuff back and then some by playing, like, the PS2 and the PS3. Because I was able to stream both of them. And, yeah. It kind of went to the wayside a little bit because I had Xbox stuff here, and then I started playing the BioShock games again. I still got to go ahead and finish BioShock 2, which we are doing this weekend. But when I saw that PS3 right there, it really reminded me of everything I do. And that show is coming back in a big way because we're going to follow through on that. And then the same thing goes for like the co-ops and the Showdown series, bringing that back too. And I'll try to invite as many content creators as possible to join me on the Showdown series sometime. It would be really great to see how that stuff would come together because I remember during lockdown, I was like, you know, I'm playing a lot of video games. Why don't I just bring people in? You know? Now, here's the problem with that. Much like Jams, it's a great idea, right? But you see, the problem is some people in their schedules and in their lifetimes, I don't know what it is. And at the end of the day, it feels like I'm arm twisting them just to be on this show. And it's like, it really gets on my damn nerves. And I understand this because I'm like, you know, we're all like, most of the people that I'm around, you know, are in the same age group as me. And it's not like it used to be. Like a long time ago, hey, you want a game? Yeah, let's game. Let's go ahead and do these things. We all got responsibilities and stuff now. You know, some of us trying to raise younger people. So, you know, that's just how it goes. Like, I got a lot of time on my hands when it comes to that sometimes. But, you know, I'm always like, I shouldn't have to arm twist you to put you on a video game show. Much in the same way I shouldn't have to arm twist you to put you on a cool music show like Jams. I mean, it's either we follow through or we don't. And that's what I say with a lot of things. Like, even with the big move to CA and all, like, the things regarding, like whereas I converse with, Marco, Mustafa, and Al on State of the Art or on the J360 Hangouts show, it's like, we could talk about how crazy the industry is when it comes to entertainment in terms of music, movies, and all. But you see, the best real way to go ahead and confront this stuff is to be competition. And I'm going to tell you guys that right here on this show right now. It's to be competition. You got to be willing to compete. It's just like when I see like some of the top podcasts out there and they're all talking about the same thing. Like everybody's talking about Ghostbusters Afterlife right now. But you've noticed that I've only made one reference to that franchise, and that was when I was talking about watching 2016 over again and I didn't like it. That was like the only real reference I had to it because I knew everybody else was covering that movie that week. You understand what I'm saying? And then it's like, after a while, do I have a different take for them? A little bit later, I probably will. But for right now, no. Because there's so many shows covering it. Whereas my show will go cover something else. And whereas, I'm going to have a good time doing different things in addition to anything that, in contrast. But like I said before, I'm competition. You got to be competition at that point. Like when it comes to certain movies and stuff like that, if my movie is up there, I don't want just my superhero movie versus somebody else's superhero movie. Oh, which by the way, welcome Ridley Scott. Welcome to an age-old dinosaur that everybody's beating down on. Stupid bastard. Hey, you see the thing about it is, I love his movies. Like I love Legend and I love Blade Runner and I do love the first Alien, but I don't care for all that crap that he was saying. And not only that, The Last Duel failed because of millennials, huh? The ones that are actually, that people are catering to. But at the same time, you realize that more and more of these people are actually doing all these things. Like, it's funny how people will focus on one demographic instead of just focusing on all of them. But that's like, the playfield for another argument. But other than that, it's like, look. He's playing the Elizabeth Banks thing when nobody went to go see that damn Charlie's Angels movie. Yeah, that third man-hating Charlie's Angel movie. Like, that shit's so... Well, there it is. I finally cussed. That is so stupid. Find an excuse, right? Was this movie even marketed? And, not only that, for a movie that was like The Last Duel... You know what I'd like to see a high fantasy film? And this is just me in terms of marketing. I'd like to see one during the winter seasons. Yeah, like when I go to the movie in the wintertime and I saw like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, like the first Narnia movie. It was actually pretty cool to see that in wintertime because that's what it kind of felt like for most of the movie. Especially when they were dealing with the White Witch. Like, think about it. Like certain things and certain aspects, like when you see the atmosphere of that play out, it's perfect for that time. Like, well, you see, now it's not even the Golden Compass. It's going by its franchise name now on Amazon. And it's doing a lot better as a series. But when they made that Golden Compass movie, didn't they, release that in summer or something like that? And it failed when they should have just released that in, December or January. And that would have done a lot better for it. Of course, they always say January is like the death month or something like that. I don't know. They all got to answer and atone for anything instead of just trying. And then not only that, you'll realize that a lot of these things here, a lot of these movie companies, they'll sit right there and be like, oh, well, we ain't going to market that. It's too risky. But we're going to go ahead and play it safe with an already established pre-sold franchise. And that's the way it's going to work. Yeah, they ain't going to try anything new. Even though that's what the viewing fan base always argues about. They want new things. But a lot of people talk about the remakes, and a lot of people talk about, you know what I'm saying? They have this same age-old argument, is what I'm saying. But at the same time, it's like this. Art takes courage. The things I do take guts. I could be broke going for some of the stuff that I go for and all that crap. But the thing about it is this. I'm willing to try. If I'm smart and I don't put all my money in the show, I'm going to be fine. But if I go ahead and I be, cunning, willing, and able to put all that stuff together and go ahead and follow through on this stuff and just sell it everywhere I know I'm going to sell it, it's going to make a hit somewhere. And it's going to grow into something. Which is like when I look at the pod tracks and stuff when it comes to this show and all the other J360 shows, like, I might not make top 20 podcasts, but I don't give a damn. I'm going to make it on others. And I have. Like, for a while there, I think Jams was number 1 in Norway for a little bit. So, there it is, you know? Like, at the end of the day, it's just, you have to go ahead and you have to go for these things, and you have to be competition, and you have to go ahead and tell yourself in your mind you're capable of doing these things, because, see, I'm always great. Like, I might have a couple of moments where, like, you know, things kind of slip up or things kind of accidentally go our way, but, you know, at the end of the day, I just say, screw it. Let's do the damn thing. Let's go ahead and make this happen. Let's fly through this. And if it doesn't cut out for, like, say, episode 229, well, damn it, episode 230 is, like, right there for the taking. And then, you know, like, you gotta go to the gym all the time. Even when you don't like it, you gotta go. And that's just the way it is. Same thing goes for, like, relationships and all that jazz. I love that, too. Because there are some people who are like, you know, Jay, I don't think I'm good enough. Okay, well, throw in the towel then. Yep, throw in the towel. If you ain't good enough, go on ahead, pack it in. Don't even try anymore. And you see why I say that? I know a lot of y'all probably got mad because I did say this to some of y'all at one time. But the truth is because guess what? That's your mindset. That's what you said, right? You're not good enough. You can't measure up. You can't compete. You can't be there, right? So, pack it in. Don't even go for this stuff anymore. And I think that's a real sad mistake. I really do. I think, like, you know, if I started doing that crap, I mean, like, clearly I wouldn't be where I'm at right now, and I'm still going places. And, like, well, at the age of 35, but then again, age doesn't really matter. It's just all about what you do with your life. And I just love it when people try to use that as an excuse too. Like, I have somebody in my group that tried to use that as an excuse, and I looked at him and I said, why don't you shut the hell up? And I have no problem saying it. Because I would say it to anybody. I would say it to even the most popular person out there. Why don't you just shut the hell up? That's horrible advice. Go and do the thing that you wanted to do, regardless what. Because there's somebody else out there that probably needed to hear what you had to say. You just do the things that you're supposed to do. But at the end of the day, though, don't let any of that negativity get in your way. You got to see it to the end. And see, the thing with me is, I see all my stuff to the end, regardless. And, you know, like, the same thing with spending time with the fam here to go ahead and enjoy Thanksgiving or to enjoy the holidays or any of those things. That's the time for them. And it's totally okay. Or would I be without them? And if you don't have that kind of stuff, well, guess what? You got your friends out there, right? You got certain people that can come together and everybody can cook and enjoy each other's company, right? Like, you know, without a whole lot of crap and stuff. So, you know, make something with that. It's totally going to be fine. And then, like, everything's an adventure anyway. So, you know, how you go about it, you know, do the best you can. And then, oh, by the way, as far as J360 TV stuff goes, yeah, there's a lot of J360 radio shows that may shift in mediums. And not only that, but there's also several movies I got lined up here to go ahead and throw your way. Not to mention, I was looking at the documentary I made back in 2014. I'm going to have to do another one of those as soon as I can because, you know, that one came about when Obama was president. I was like, wow, so we've managed to get like two old newish presidents right around that kind of time. So I got to go ahead and, you know, take a look at the landscape of things, you know, really go ahead and do some documentary reporting again like I used to. So it's just time to step up my game, and I'm not afraid to do it because I got to be competition. See what I'm saying? But that's for other people, and, like, you know, a lot of people sit there and say all this kind of stuff. I'm sure, like, the Shade Room will probably be like, is J-Man right? But don't wait on a stupid publication like that. Let me just say this. You know I am. But what do you want out of all this? What do you, as the next big content creators, want out of all this kind of stuff? You know? That's what you got to ask yourself. But other than that, though, I noticed a lot of people were asking me about the J-Man Show being on TikTok. Clips of it will be. I think clips of it already are. But yeah, J360 TV's on TikTok, so if you're using TikTok, check it out sometime. And there's going to be a lot more to come with that. I've just, it's going to go hand in hand with the YouTube channel and stuff. Other than that, though, those new developments aren't really going to overshadow anything, but they're going to be there. And the steady growth of J360 TV is really going to go about from 2022 into 2023 and so on. So that's my goals for all that kind of stuff, and I'm just getting everything down, man. It's time to go ahead and compete. You get my drift? Good. Other than that, though, I think that's a pretty good dinner conversation for you all. I was going to talk about, hey, I really want to go hunting for a turkey and all that kind of stuff, but, I didn't feel like it, among other things. I mean, I just think, just sitting here and giving you guys some pretty good advice, because it won't even be 2021 anymore. It'll be 2022 after a while. And, pace yourself on doing this kind of work. And, if anything, love what you do. Don't focus on the numbers too much, because after a while, that stuff will make you sick. And I've seen a lot of people go crazy wondering and hoping to make that, that 2.5K or that 200K run and stuff. And it's possible for anybody. It's just at that time, you really got to watch yourself, because, what do they say? It's as a content creator, the target on you, every single one of us have a target on our back. And the more people that we bring in, or the more people that follow you, the bigger the target gets, because of cancellation and all that jazz. But like I said, I'll bring that up for another episode. But for right now, though, it's like this: have courage, become competition, and do this stuff regardless of whether you feel good about it or not. And then that's what's going to happen. You're going to grow. And being uncomfortable is all about the growth. But other than that, I want you guys to take it easy. Enjoy your holidays. Don't pillage and beat down people too much on Black Friday, or however you want to go about doing things. And once and for all, be you. Be independent about the things that you do, okay? Because, too many of y'all are starting to sound the same, and it's so bad. It's so bad. But other than that, though, you guys take it easy. This is J-Man signing off, okay? And happy Thanksgiving and all that jazz. Peace.
Hello, Saver. Whether you're saving for that trip to the tropics or saving for an emergency, now is the time to take advantage of Wells Fargo's savings options. Wells Fargo offers savings accounts that can help you save towards your goals. So, what are you saving for? Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/save to open a savings account today.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.